Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Evine. This is Power Play. It is a 2-hour show dedicated to you, the Invicta customer. So here's what we're going to do. And by the way, my name is Kendi. Justin Zimmer is going to be joining me as well. Ryan is on vacation, so it's just the two of us. I want you to travel to my Kendi Klepfer Evine Facebook page. I've got a couple different Facebook pages, so make sure you're on the right one. It's the one that on the left says Kendi Klepfer Evine. And there you will see on the cruise me, along with Lynn Shocker and Jill Summerstein in our version of our superhero costumes. We want to hear from you. What is your favorite Marvel character? We also want to hear from you and see your pictures. So we're going to interact with you. We're going to give you shout outs. We're going to answer questions that you have. I do have my Facebook page up. We will be giving you shout outs and showing your pictures. If you post your pictures of your Marvel costumes or of any photo of you on the cruise, we'll give you a little look-see, everybody. So, again, that's Kendi Klepfer Evine. All right, so we're going to preview some of the highlights. We do have quite a few marvels to share with you in this hour. This is actually one of my #1 favorite watches. It's a Bolt Sport that's very reminiscent of an old S1 Rally that we used to make years and years and years ago. But this is done with the Bolt cabling. Now, we have only 10 remaining in the Iron Man. That's to the far right. We're pretty good in the Hulk. We're pretty good in Captain America. And in SpiderMan, we're limited to only about 68 available in that giant 50 millimeter. Also, brand new and beautiful. I look at this and I think graduation, or I think Dad on Dad's Day. It's completely drenched in gold. It's a 47 millimeter Pro Diver Ocean Ghost. It does feature an automatic movement. It features the NH35A and 200 meters water resistance, along with a flame fusion crystal. Not all Pro Divers are 200 meters water resistant with the flame fusion crystal, so that's a fantastic buy on that watch. And if you're looking for something very couture, you love your diamonds, there's over a carat of diamonds on this beautiful watch. I have only 30 remaining in the silver tone with the blue accents and about 70 available in the black. That's done in an award-winning SubAqua Noma 5 design. And then a little bit later in the hour, the Bolt Zeus Magnum. Now, in the black, I have 40. In the blue to the right, I have 3 dozen. And is the gold tone gone? Ooh, the gold tone sold out. Gold tone sold out. It is always a giant hit. And look at this. Only in the 38 millimeter, which is the smaller version for the women, really, in the Pro Diver Scuba. We have a Disney numbered limited edition Pro Diver Scuba. Again, this is the women's size, the 38 millimeter, in a 3-slot collectible dive case. I have the black, which I like the best because it's kind of like the old black and white version of Mickey. And yes, Steamboat Willie, and we have the white available for you as well. And that's $15 on a value page to get it home. This is my pick of the hour. Outside of the brand new Black Panther, this is my pick of the show. I just think it is, I'm going to make it a call. This is more watch for the money than any other watch in the show. It's the original Grand Pro Diver. It is massive. It's all grayed out. And for $79.60, it's also 300 meters water resistant. Yeah, that's a no-brainer. You need dad's gifts and grad's gifts. That, by the way, has received nothing, all and nothing but 5-star reviews. And our Race to Erase MS Invicta Lupa. We have the women's baby Lupa in the blue heart and in the pink heart. And the men's, we are limited to only the blue heart. And a price that is pretty ridiculous considering you're getting 7 genuine leather straps with interchangeable pins. We have one and only one deep dive that we're going to do tonight featuring genuine meteorite. And this is ridiculous. Now, if you want the black strap, I have only the larger 50 millimeter. If you want the white strap, I have only the smaller 42 millimeter, and we are in the final quantities of the SubAqua Noma 3 with a genuine meteorite dial. That'll be in our deeper dive section featuring 500 meters water resistance. And the #1 biggest hit, the top selling watch of the cruise that we just went on, is the Venom from Marvel. And this Venom Marvel is limited to, I think in the Iron Man, we have only 50 available. The next most limited is the Hulk, followed by Loki, followed by SpiderMan, followed by Captain America, and I believe the Black Panther is sold out. But you are in luck if you are looking for a Black Panther. We have a brand new Black Panther Marvel. And by the way, in the world of Marvel, this is the very first ever numbered limited edition Marvel ever done in a Sea Spider design. So you've got a first in a number of different ways here. At $179.99, this is a brand new surprise. Though this is a limited edition to 3,000 pieces, we were only able to bring in 150 pieces. And that is all she wrote. And do we have the Marvel box that this comes in? We do not. Okay. All right. On a value pay, you get this home for $30. And I should probably already give some shout outs. Then we're going to introduce Mr. Justin Zimmer. Jeff Tilley, his favorite Marvel character is the Hulk. And we're going to be showing you some pictures as well. Stephen Dwayne Brown was the Black Panther, the winner of the last Black Panther watch. And his wife was Wonder Woman on the cruise. And we'll show you those pictures. Cool. I want to introduce Mr. Justin Zimmer to everybody today. I had no idea we were introducing a Black Panther tonight. Did you?
That's kind of a big deal. You know, we were just showing you that Venom. That was like the biggest thing on the cruise. That was available in Black Panther at one point. That completely sold out. What you're looking at on your screen right now is the latest version in our Marvel line. The first time in the Sea Spider, done in the very cool Black Panther. And this is currently the only way to get into the Black Panther character here on the network.
Okay, so take us on a tour. First of all, let's talk about, before we go into the dial design, I want to talk about this being a Sea Spider. For those of you new to the collection, there's never been a Marvel done in a Sea Spider design.
No, I mean, I love that we did this. It's all about this bracelet. It's kind of a hybrid between a bracelet and a strap as far as the construction and the material. So it's extremely flexible, it's extremely light, but we're talking about custom design on this piece. So with the Sea Spider, there's a huge following.
Yeah.
So if you've been following Invicta for many years, very rarely do we even have Sea Spiders. Here it is, though, and the first time ever in Marvel. It is a numbered limited edition, which means once it's gone forever. It does come in some really cool packaging. We don't have that here. If you go to evine.com and type in 655-475, you'll be able to see that. It's done in black, has ghosted in Invicta and Marvel design on it. Extremely fun. Now, when you get really close in on the dial, you're going to notice all of the designs from his suit made out of vibranium, which absorbs all that kinetic energy. Very cool. The 12 o'clock position, you're going to notice the like the claw mark right underneath Invicta. You have the Black Panther design done at the 60 position on the bezel of the piece, or you know, the mask that he wears, and then more of that imagery actually becoming a bridge from the 3 o'clock to the 9 o'clock with the subdials on the timepiece too. So it's really packed with all that imagery on this piece.
Oh, really? Oh, so in the subdial. See, I've not seen the movie yet, but I guess that's his necklace?
Yes. And you have the sections. And keep in mind, too, it's completely mirror polished that's been done on those sections, too. So even within the dial, multiple different finishing techniques, which gives you that really cool contrast. Now, by the way, this is a big watch at 50 millimeters, but you're going to notice it's going to be extremely comfortable when you get it home, because you have a significant weight reduction with the way the bracelet has been built. Quality deployant strap with the locking mechanism that's actually done in gunmetal. I don't know if we showed the back just yet. You have that medallion case back. You can see it's part of that huge collaboration between not only Marvel but Invicta too. And on the back, your number will be printed out of 3,000 pieces for the world. That is beautifully done. Let me throw it on my wrist. All the other upgrades are there. The crystal is upgraded to flame fusion, so it's going to be highly scratch resistant and extremely, extremely durable.
You know what I like about this one? It's so subtle. And you can see up close and in person all the incredible details. And it is a bit of a conversation piece as people come closer and closer and closer. And what a huge hit. That cool? I've not seen it. Have you seen it?
I haven't. I haven't been able to.
Our producer Tommy saw it.
Yeah,
his favorite part is when the costume comes out of the necklace.
Yeah.
Was it a good movie, Tommy? I know that Victoria Wick, who I was just on the air with, she saw it and she loved it.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I think I'm going to have to take my son if I have a day off one of these days.
No, you can't have a day off.
That's what they're telling me.
You know, we were talking
I don't know.
about the necklace, how it's mirror polished, but look at this. Look at the hour markers, which are additional structures that are suspended. You can see there's actually a little bit of space in between the dial and those hour markers. Those are done in that mirror polish finish too, which is beautiful. Trittonite luminous feature on this watch too, so it will glow during low light situations. This is beautiful. I love that dial. Definitely a piece of art.
So TJ's asking, why do we do our show so late in the evening?
Or it's actually really early in the morning.
Or early
TJ.
in the morning. We're just kind of testing this in this time slot to see if people like it. Now, the cool thing about what's our Power Play show is that this show will continue running on our YouTube channel for 3 days. And what we noticed 2 weeks ago when I had the show is that so many of you went back and watched the show over those 3 days and continued making purchases. So any of the pricing that we have over these 2 hours, those prices will still be good on our YouTube channel. And when we get off the air, and if they haven't sent it to me by morning, I will definitely post. I think probably tomorrow morning I will post a link to the YouTube channel. So for those of you who are like, oh, you guys, I can barely keep my eyes open, don't worry about it. There will be some fast fives. There will be some items that will probably sell out. The Black Panther will probably sell out. But you'll be able to rewatch these shows for a couple of days. So thanks for asking. We're testing it. We're not really quite sure if the show's going to stay here. We're just testing it on Monday nights in the month of March. Kimberly loves seeing Jill with us. She's so much fun.
I love Jill.
She loves it when Jill whispers, Itor is one of our models.
I have no idea who you're talking about.
That Jill has just a little bit of the hots for.
Yes,
and it looks like, we're asking everybody to post on my Candy Club for Evine Facebook.
Costumes?
It looks like Matthew Campbell loves his Thor the best. We're asking people to either post your favorite Marvel character, your favorite Marvel watch, and a picture of if you have it, and your favorite picture from the cruise. Or your Marvel costume picture from the cruise.
That was fun.
We had some good ones. I think of all of the characters, the Black Panther is absolutely the most highly sought after right now, is it not?
Yeah, I think Black Panther, is one that sells out very quickly, and that's what we have here. Also, the Punisher, whenever we see that completely sells out very quickly too. So really popular styles here.
All right, so I'm going to hold this up and have Justin really kind of dig deep and show you some of the incredible details. When you think about details are what add cost.
Absolutely.
Right? And so to get this for $179 is amazing.
Yeah, and you'll notice too, will we come up with another Sea Spider watch and one of the other characters? Absolutely, but it's going to be completely different. That's what we're going to see. So we're talking about taking considerable time to make sure all the details are done properly here.
Right.
So again, you can see the mask done right here, multiple different finishing techniques at that 60 position there on that fixed bezel. The dial work is what we've been talking about with the necklace. It's actually suspended. Becomes this piece of artwork from the 3 o'clock to the 9 o'clock position right here. Mirror polished here, have more of that kind of industrial finish that's been done. But then the mirror polishing then complementing those hour markers running all the way around. The vibranium, the suit that we were talking about, you can see a lot of that imagery that's been done all the way around the dial. The marks here under the Invicta 2, we were talking about the claw marks on the piece. So all of the imagery really packed into this watch. On the back then, you can see as part of that Marvel collection, numbered limited edition on the back. Now, I love that about these pieces too, because it's not only part of Invicta history, it's part of Marvel history too, because once it's completely gone, that's it. You're going to be one of only, 3,000 people in the world that's ever going to be able to own this piece. Really cool gunmetal finishing that's been done. A lot of that mirror polish finish too that makes it look just absolutely amazing. Lots of that lume so it'll glow very bright during low light situations. When I was talking about the outer track, you can see the depth and dimension, right? Deep dish style dial, 50 millimeter case size. But then you're going to notice too where it's actually suspended, those hour markers running all the way around. If you have a smaller wrist, you can definitely get into this piece too, because it has that huge weight reduction. It's so comfortable, all day comfort and wearability, and you're not doing that like a plain way.
Right.
Right? It's all custom on this piece.
That's a hot looking watch. And the first ever Marvel done in a Sea Spider design.
Yes.
I love it for summer because it makes it lighter. It's easier to be active in. If you're in the water, and you can swim in it all day long. It's 100 meters water resistant. If you're going to be swimming in it, that is the perfect bracelet to swim in. So good luck in dialing. Flame Fusion Crystal also makes this very, very durable and scratch resistant. We're going to hopefully get to see some of your photographs. I want to thank Robert Vega. His favorite is SpiderMan. Robert Vega's got some great party pictures that he posted of the
Somebody
Hulk.
posted this picture with the Thor.
Yes.
Somebody has that. So this is probably feature for feature one of the most complex designs we've ever built in the Marvel line. You know, brand new bezel. The bracelet's gorgeous here. It all has that hammered look because it has basically the Thor design with the hammer. You're going to see on that second hand too, it has that hammer logo, then all the other imagery from that character too.
You know, last week we launched the first Bolt Elegant on a bracelet, but for those of you who never got to see the one, the original, in the automatic design with the abalone dial on a leather strap, it's actually my favorite execution. It's so elegant, it's so sophisticated, it's so ridiculously priced today. $29.97 is your price. And maybe, Tommy, we can pull up some of the fun pictures on my Facebook during this Marvel section, because everyone. Darnell said that he and his wife purchased 10 watches since the cruise. They can't stop talking about the cruise.
Nice. I know lots of people are talking
How
about
nice
the
is
cruise.
that?
Yeah.
All right, well, in this next execution, which is a 52mm bolt, this was a giant hit when it was introduced on the cruise about a month ago. It's a numbered limited edition, as are all Marvels. Unfortunately, this is a very, very short presentation because we're down to the final quantities in just the SpiderMan, and we have only 3 dozen of these available. And though it's a SpiderMan, it's also kind of patriotic. I love the kind of the red, white, and blue theme of this.
Yeah, you know, very expensive plating techniques. So you're going to notice very rare to get into the cable work that's done in the red. You have blue plating, blue ionic plating that's been done on the function pushers in the crown of this piece too. But when you look at the overall design too, the platform that it's built on, this is a Speedway Viper, kind of one of the more original designs from 2015 that has been heavily modified to handle that larger cable that's been done on this build. I believe that's a 3mm cable running all the way around that outer portion. Even the extremely unique red plating that's been done on these station markers running all the way around. But this is also one of the most complex designs when we get into, we're talking about the Speedway Viper platform, because it's not just the cable work around the outer portion, and this has only been seen a handful of times with this design. Around this outer track, we've actually re-engineered the cable, shrunk it down to the smallest cable we've ever built, and then laced it through. You're going to notice how the suspension system works here, where it goes through. You can see like the 12 o'clock over then these structures where it's suspended back through the 3 o'clock position, and that continues all the way around this watch. So highly complex build. I mean, that alone, even if we didn't have SpiderMan on this piece, right? $179. You cannot find anything like this out at retail. But then we've gone further with all of that imagery on the piece too. The main portion that's done in the red, you're going to notice that's the huge spider logo on the over the red. And that's a different plate, so different level.
So Kimberly is asking if anyone captured a video of Justin and Melissa's dance-off.
This is what every show is going to turn into now for the next 365 days.
If you missed our Power Play show exactly 2 weeks ago, yes, somebody found the video, and yes, they posted it, and I'll repost it again. But look at all the great photos you guys are sending.
We should be clear that there was no dancing involved.
There was dancing. So that was a picture of, let me see if I can follow along here because they're so small. There's Robert and the gang, Robert Vega. Can you click on the one? Go up. Click on the one of the group. Yeah, that one. Click on that. Can you make that one bigger? Look at the costumes on the cruise.
I am Batman.
Look, you are not Batman.
No, I am Batman.
Look at how everyone came dressed up. How fantastic was that?
Super
and
cool.
We actually had a costume contest. In fact, down a little bit further, there's Jennifer.
To be part of it,
Jennifer, thanks for posting you and Mike, right? Mike Kennedy? Yeah. Jennifer and Mike. That's Jennifer. There they are.
Oh, look at that.
I love those two. They're big time collectors. And then the next one was the guy who won the Black Panther contest, I think. I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I mean, they came decked out. Ooh, who's the next one? Hothead.
It's a little Wolverine there. Yep.
Ghost Rider.
Wow, look at that one.
I missed the beginning of the party, so I
love
missed a lot of these
that
costumes.
costume. Here's what I'm thinking, though. Like, what did airport security think with these people?
Good question.
Right. What are you going to do with the skull, sir? Oh, I'm Ghost Rider.
Darnell.
Sure you are.
Thank you so much for posting those pictures. There's a question from Kimberly Justin. Is there a silicone strap that they could purchase to wear with the baby Lupa?
That's a good question. I don't know. You'd have to look on InvictaWatch.com.
Yeah, you'd have to. Yeah, we don't carry the strap separately. But yeah, you'd have to go
used to have a site called
InvictaWatch.com.
It was like my Lupa or something like that, where you could completely customize a Lupa. There was thousands of different variations, and you would just pick and choose colors and straps and dials and stuff like that. I don't know whatever happened to that. It was kind of cool.
Matthew Campbell posted this watch on my Facebook.
Okay.
He owns this. His favorite character is Thor.
Yeah, so they're both Thor, done in 2 different color executions. And before we get into like all the imagery too, look at that. That's cool.
Oh,
nice
you
shot.
made a good choice there, Matthew.
Nice shot.
You are Thor. This is a heavy watch.
Yeah.
I'm going to warn you. All right, so you choose either, what are our color choices?
Blue or gunmetal?
Blue or, is that a question or a statement? Blue or gunmetal, yeah. This was one of the #1 hottest sellers on the cruise. Once again, I would go for the blue on this.
Yeah, it's unique. When we talk about unique plating, this is definitely at the top. We were talking about highly complex builds. Keep in mind the fact that this is the SubAqua Dragon on the full bracelet, which is very rarely seen, by the way. I don't remember the last time we had a full bracelet execution of the SubAqua Dragon. It's the first time, and Kendi was just showing you there, where you had the triple protection system modeled after the breech doors on submarine torpedo tubes. That's where this whole watch came from. Now we have modified this with the imagery of Thor pretty much done throughout the build. And you have that hammered look done throughout the piece. You have the imagery done on the bezel of the piece. And even in between the imagery, you can see the really cool scroll work detail that's been done. And of course, that continues then onto the dial of this piece. On the second hand, what you're going to notice too is is Thor's hammer on the watch. So absolutely, I know why people have fallen in love with this watch.
The Sea Dragon itself has only been done a couple of times.
Very rare, yeah.
I think. It is one of the deep dive watches rated at 500 meters water resistant. The case back on this is going to be a little bit different than what you saw. Hopefully I've got it right side up.
That's mirror polished.
It's all mirror polished for you. There we go.
Out of 3,000 pieces again for the world. Big deal. And you were just talking about water resistance. Deepest depth rating we've seen so far during the show. And it really is all about quality. That's an automatic fuel and release valve. So we've really put everything on this watch. I love the fact too that you're going to see the lug system. That huge section that's kind of protruding out, that's the top of his hammer.
That's
right.
Cool.
That's been done, and you can see how the edges then are cut just like the hammer too. I mean, this is what we do at Invicta, right? We build watches with such detail. You really can't match these timepieces anywhere near these prices. You get into the really cool kind of hammered look then all the way down the bracelet of the piece, but highly complex build throughout.
Is it wearable? Because that's the biggest question that we get on these larger watches, right?
And if you've already been wearing SubAqua Nomas, I would say, from the sub 3 on, that's pretty much the same size, 52 or SubAqua Specialty. The case is done properly, so it has that beautiful curvature to it. Bracelet's done right, so you're going to notice it's not kinking or binding. It moves fluidly around my wrist. So when that's sized for your wrist, that has all-day comfort and wearability, even though you're over 20 millimeters thick on this piece. But this is what everybody has come to love from Invicta, those over-engineered pieces that are gorgeous.
All right, guys, if you would like this, if you're new with us and you've just joined us, I do want to remind you that we have something called Value Pay, which allows you to get this home on your wrist in about a week for $60 plus the shipping and tax. And then you get to wear it over the next 6 months as you pay it off monthly, interest-free. So very good luck in dialing. And Kimberly Johnson, loves Matthew Campbell's Thor.
Nice.
It's interesting to see how many, it's like summer camp, how many of our customers that were on the cruise that did not know each other are besties now.
It was fun.
And the way they're having so much fun on the different Facebook pages out there. If you want the Thor, it's almost gone. We have very, very few of those available. We are going to move straight on next to the Marvel Bolt Sport. This is a very affordable collectible at $199. We can get it home to you for $33.33. And if you want the Iron Man, we have a couple, like literally a couple. And the Iron Man is to the far right. That's the red with the gold.
I'm pretty sure we're still calling that Tony Stark. I don't know.
Are we?
I think so.
I don't know. It says Iron Man on my...
I know that's how you order it, but weren't we... There's something...
I don't know. Tony Stark, when you order it online, you know what to order. So that is the only one that we have with the silver tone cable. The next most limited will be the SpiderMan.
Yep.
which is right here.
And that blue ionic plating again. That's a really hot look, by the way.
That one's cool.
Glass fiber
Love
dial.
the SpiderMan. And then the other direction, we've got Hulk.
Hulk smash.
The Hulk has been very popular.
You know, it's the only one done in the black ionic plating, and of course, that's glass fiber too, done kind of in that silver kind of gunmetal look, and then pair that with the green. Beautiful.
Yeah, and there's nothing that says Hulk across it. It's all in the details, so if you just love the color combination.
Yeah, we'll point those out.
I say go for it.
I actually love this next Captain America, the Steve Rogers, done in the white and the blue, red, white, and blue. You're going to notice that his shield is done in that second hand too.
Very nautical. Okay, which one do you want to tour first? What should I hand you? Sir?
We can start with Captain.
You want a Captain?
I don't know if we'll have enough time to run
Captain,
through them
my
all.
Captain, we'll do it real quick. All right.
So you have the white, red, white, and blue design. So all the silicone is done in white. This is that really cool design where it actually comes up to the side, becomes of the suspension system, holding that cable work in place. Add some really cool resistance to the piece too, which is neat. Plus you get into that huge cable. It's a 5mm cable design, guys. Glass fiber dial. Here's what I was talking about right here with his shield design. So you have that imagery throughout. And then of course on the back, you get into the Marvel collection too, numbered limited edition out of 3,000 pieces. So that's Captain America. Moving over, you know, one of the biggest actually superheroes is SpiderMan, one of the biggest well-known characters. Here you have a really unique blue glass fiber dial, which I think the first time we saw that was actually an Jason Taylor piece. Very cool. Blue ionic plating that is completely mirror polished for the case on the inside. The silicone's done in the blue too, but that's SpiderMan. We don't really have enough time. Here's Tony Stark. You're going to notice the imagery on here. You have the arc reactor that's been done on the end of that second hand, and that's a really cool gold glass fiber. And then Hulk smash on the end of that second hand, you actually have his fist.
That's called teamwork.
I think we made that 10 seconds to spare. We could
take
a nap. We could do whatever we want for that last 10 seconds.
No kidding. Incredible.
Right? Yeah.
All right, so we are going to be featuring a number of different segments. I know we have a deep dive segment. We have a couple Fast Five segments for you as well. When we hit the Fast Five segment, we have no more than a minute per watch, so be very quick to dial. Oh, this is the big hit of the hour. Launched tonight, brand new tonight. We're sold through a third of the quantity. It is the only black Panther design that we have. It's also the very first Marvel ever done in a sea spider, which is kind of cool.
Generation 1.
Yeah, very nice. Well, I'm going to make this next watch my dad's and grad's pick of the show.
Okay.
It is a classic. It's a dressy version of the Pro Diver, because it is completely drenched in gold on a bracelet. And that green dial is beautiful. But it's also a workhorse because it has a lot of upgrades. It has the upgrade of the Flame Fusion Crystal, and it has the upgrade in terms of water resistance to 200 meters. When you put that all together, this should not be $114. Not even close. And with the Ocean Ghost, we're kind of going back. This used to be one of the most popular styles we offered years and years and years ago.
Well, it was one of the first times, you know, that we had taken the iconic Pro Diver design to the next level as far as case size goes, and we kind of modified how it's like a lot rounder and stuff too. A little history. Keep in mind, the brand that you've really come to love here, the quality, looks of the design, is pushing 200 years in the watch industry. We relaunched this brand in 1991 with that classic Pro Diver that I was talking about. Shortly after that came the Ocean Ghost. So that 38, 40 millimeter case size became that 47, which was the predecessor for the Grand Diver that you commonly see today. So usually what you see is a Grand Diver when we talk about this case size. A lot more rarely seen in the Ocean Ghost. One of the reasons why I love this too, you can see kind of the beginnings of the SubAqua Noma 1 design, where the side of the case is rounded. It's not flat on the side. So if you look at Pro Divers, where Invicta is actually engraved on the side, it's flat. Here it's rounded, it's mirror polished. You get into a gorgeous bezel. One of the first times Stuart had that deep machining on the 60-second scale. It's a fully functional unidirectional, so you can utilize that as an additional timing mechanism. Even the hands, you know, and the hour markers started on this piece. Now we pair that with a vibrant green dial and a watch that's completely bathed in 18-karat yellow gold, and it's a knockout.
I'm going to pass this over to Justin. I have to tell you, for the Flame Fusion upgrade, the water resistance upgrade, the gold upgrade, the automatic movement upgrade, that price is fantastic. And to get it home for $19.16.
I know. No, it's a big deal.
$20 bill gets it home.
And it's one of those watches you can give as a gift, you can get home because it's that quality. You never have to worry about changing a battery because on the inside you have that precision Japanese mechanical automatic. This is being powered by gears and levers and springs. It's not, you know, when we talk about quartz, it's powered by a battery controlled by an electronic module. Here, though, it's all mechanical and how this works, but it's actually being powered by the movement of your wrist, and that's how it gets the automatic name to it. Here you can see all the really cool things. It's built to true professional dive specs, professional dive rating that you see right there. Shows a little bit of the movement on the back. When we talk about flame fusion crystals, it's on the back too, so 2 of those crystals on this piece. Let me try it on just real quick. Gold is by far one of my favorite right now. Look at this. That is real gold, 18 karat gold plated on top of steel.
We had another question if Ryan was able to retrieve the watch that he dropped.
They did, I think.
They did.
I don't know
Ryan
how.
did not, but somebody retrieved it.
No, yeah.
They had really good. Ryan has people for that.
I wish that they wouldn't have retrieved it before he was done with the show, because I was going to tell him in between that management called and said that if you don't get in the water and get that watch, don't come in tomorrow.
And he would have believed you.
And then we would have had great footage of
Poor Ryan is so
literally
sweet.
jumping into the water, trying to get this watch. It would have been priceless, but
Remember
timing
that
didn't work out right.
Throughout the course of the show, we are going to be giving you shout-outs. All you have to do is go to my Kendi Club for Facebook page, my Kendi Club for Evine Facebook page. Let us know what your favorite Marvel watch is. Show us your favorite Marvel watch, or post a picture from our cruise and we'll put it up on the air for you. Also, don't forget, we have boutiques on top of boutiques featuring Invictas on our website at evine.com. And because this is the Power Play, we are actually going to re-air this show for 3 days and honor these prices for the next 3 days on our YouTube channel. Well, we are going to head into a little bit of a deeper dive segment.
Okay.
Do you mind if I take a little break?
No, we can do that.
Okay, I'm going to take a little break. I'm going to let Justin take you on a tour of this extraordinary timepiece. I know there's some Fast Fives. There's some fan favorites coming up for everybody as well. So I'll be back in like 5. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Since I've been out here yapping for 2.5 hours already?
So much yapping.
All right, good. I'll be right back.
All right, let's do it. So here we are, 647-346. I believe we're in a deeper dive segment, which means we're going to be taking a deep look at SubAqua, I think. Now, we were showing you some really cool imagery on the way into this piece. That was actually a SubAqua Noma 4 design. This is a newer variation of the SubAqua Noma 5. So when we talk about the SubAqua line, and we were just talking about that with the Sea Dragon, I love this line because you could really see the progression and the modifications throughout the years, from the Sub 1 to the Sub 6, and this is that 5 execution. Now, this one, by the way, is an extremely limited production. Why? Because you're going to notice 3 rows of gorgeous diamonds. That is 264 diamonds. That's over a carat of diamonds running just around the bezel of this piece. We've maintained that deep water resistance of 20 atmospheres. That's a little bit over 600 feet. You have a Swiss Ronda movement on the inside. That's the Z60, so it is a quartz chronograph, and it is now available in 2 choices. The silver tone that you see right here, though, with the blue hour markers, is the most limited. So if you want to get into the silver tone, this is one that we'll be selling out first. And then you get into the black, which we have more quantity in. It's the black and the red. And when we talk about this variation, I think this is more like what we were talking about with like the Jason Taylor collection, where you get into the black and the red, and this one's going to have the black diamonds on this piece. Now I'm going to grab this one. I'm going to pick it up because we have to show you the dial on this watch. We're talking about a mechanical looking dial, but that's achieved by all the architecture and all the different plates and the depth and dimension that's been done on this piece. So on the inside is a quartz movement. Now, one of the reasons why we love quartz movements, very precise, very accurate, right? There's no maintenance. All you're going to do is like swap out the battery every couple of years, but that's it. So we're talking about a mechanical looking dial, and that's really being achieved by a few things, like right here. So there's been a modification to the sub-dial. Typically when we talk about sub-dials, we'll show you different information. You have these tiny sub-dial hands, as you see right here. So to get into this watch means there was a significant modification to handle the weight and the torque of this wheel, or we would call it a disc. Here it's more kind of like a gear. So this is actually your constant running seconds. This is your second hand, or second gear, and that's going to be right here where you can tell the seconds. Down here is going to be your minute counter. You have your date over here at the 4 o'clock position, and then day of the week over here at the 9 o'clock. Now, I was just talking too about the really cool, the differences between each execution and how we heavily modify things. And one of those things that sticks out the most is the crown and function pushers. So from, from the 4 to the 5, we did something really amazing. We came out with a brand new system here with the screw down design. So typically when you have screw down function pushers, it's just a function pusher that unscrews from the case. Here, we re-engineered a design where you're literally turning this gear or this wheel right here, and as you're doing that, you're seeing the function pusher come out of the case. So we're talking about this area alone, 36 micro-engineered components. Once that is in the out position, you can operate that chronograph. The other one works the same way, very simple. And even with these in the out position, you feature some water resistance. I personally wouldn't leave them like that though, because if you would bump them or press them, that is not water resistant. And then revolutionary here, because starting with the SubAqua Noma 2, we had a locking crown guard, right? All the way to where we see the 5, where now we have an integrated system. To unscrew your crown, you flip the tabs up just like that, and then that allows you to unscrew your crown. When you're done, you just screw that back down, flip the tabs flat. Now you don't have to worry about that bumping on anything. That's actually the weakest point of the piece. Let me show you this wrist shot just real quick here. I have a 7-inch wrist. You're going to notice a beautiful bracelet that's been done too. Extremely comfortable. And when you want to get into one of the most limited production builds in the Sub 5, this is absolutely the way to do it. And you can do it today on 6 value pays of $145.83. This is a way to differentiate your collection from everybody else's. You want to open up those dive cases and everybody say, wow, what is that? This is that piece, guys. 647-346. Black is your best bet. Silver is going to be selling out very, very quickly. And now we're moving into something that's really cool. It's called Fast 5, which means we have extremely popular items that are extremely limited, and they will be selling out very, very quickly. Our first item is 654-253. It's a vintage, which I love, guys, because it's taking styling from going way back, re-engineering, using it, modern movements and components, and this is the beautiful watch you get. So for $99.99, you're already doing great because it's a mechanical automatic. Remember, we were talking about that. 2 choices remaining, gold tone and silver tone. Gold tone is the most limited, by the way, and silver tone, really not that many left either. But here you're going to notice gold tone completely mirror polished, completely done in 18-karat yellow gold plating on top of that steel. And this movement's a little bit different than the last one we were showing you, because the first one was the NH35, that precision Japanese movement. This is the NH38, so you have that open heart complication that has been done at the 9 o'clock position. Push button deployant has a lot of weight to it, guys, by the way. Nothing folded or hollow on this piece. I would say this is perfect if you want to get into those gifts for everybody, or if you just want to get into a little bit larger version of a vintage watch.
I love the ombre dial on this.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. So again, a dozen in the gold tone, 3 dozen in the silver tone on your market set dial.
That's it.
Next up. Oh, so one of our buyers was watching our show 2 weeks ago when we made this available and took it down to the lowest price ever. Just sent me a note actually today and said, oh my gosh, Kendi, thank you so much for selling me this watch. He's one of our home buyers. I love it. It is a ridiculous price and the lowest price ever on an automatic.
Yeah, $59 for a mechanical automatic. So that, once again, guys, this just does not happen. It might be one of the lowest prices we've ever done this before. It's an NH35, so that precision mechanical automatic movement again on the inside, 10 atmospheres of water resistance, large at 48 millimeters. And you know what? This is still like a very kind of a new release as far as the case and dial configuration. So I'm surprised. I don't know how we got to $59, but I know there's literally just a handful left. Definitely steal this one.
Yeah, we have 10 left. Flame fusion crystal, 100 meters water resistant.
Everything, yeah.
Ridiculous price. If you need gifts,
perfect, yeah.
That's a humdinger.
Yeah, humdinger.
Grand Diver, it is our collector's go-to watch. It's a 50 millimeter, so it's a little bit bigger. It's done on a bracelet, all done in gold. I have 8 in black and about a dozen in the green, and that's it. It's another dive watch, 200 meters, right?
Another dive watch, 20 atmospheres, a little over 600 feet on this build. You're going to notice too, it's a triple screw down system for this price, so very rarely do you see that. Modified hands, almost looks like it's a hybrid from the SubAqua line with the crown and function pushers. Here you get into that extremely unique texture that's only been done a handful of times in the Pro Diver, Grand Diver series. This is that really cool green variation, but they're both completely done in the 18 karat yellow gold, but man, that is definitely a watch you want to get. Look at the texture on this.
I like that. So there's that green. We also have the black, which is a little bit more of a tone on tone. This to me is the perfect graduate gift because those college and high school graduates, they might need something professional looking for the office, but they're still kids, right, when they graduate. So it's got everything that you need, that hardened mineral crystal, the 200 meters water resistance, and it just looks really cool
nice
for that price. All right, well, we have the final 24 of this 50 millimeter Speedway Viper. Now, this is what puts this price over the top. It comes in a $50 3-slot dive case.
Oh.
Yeah. But you have to be one of the next 24 people to get it. So to me, for the dads and the grads, if you want to gift it properly, you've got the dive case, you've got the watch, check it off your list.
Yeah, nice. So 3-slot dive case, $50 value. So this is a Speedway Viper case design. We were talking about that earlier. You have the sections removed with the hex screw design, but it's also kind of merged with some really cool designs from the Speedway from years past. Integration with the stainless steel sections on the strap. We've actually ported over the X-Wing crown on the piece. And on this one, we have machined out the bezel and actually applied that carbon fiber on the inside. And we're just talking about the hex screw design from the side of the case. That design continues and flows to the bezel of the watch. Deep dish style dial, really don't have enough time because they're all extremely limited, but you also have that fan style kind of detail at the 3 o'clock position that's been done.
And this
really
comes in
nice.
the black 3-slot dive case, so it kind of matches the watch. Here's our last of our Fast Five, and we have like a half dozen of these, and this
is going back.
This is for those of you who want the best of the best. It is a reserve level specialty SubAqua, completely drenched in gold in a chronograph. It is not a $269 watch.
This is more like the original SubAqua specialty design that was done. You have the original case back, and a lot of the newer ones have the flat case backs. This has all the screws that you can see. Invicta SubAqua Dragon logo, it's machined on the back. Reserve logos throughout that piece, mirror polish on the inside. Carbon fiber dial. But check this out, guys. This has that really cool Ronda 8040N on the inside. We haven't seen one of those in quite some time. So you have that snapback retrograde day of the week at the 12. True big day complication down at the 6. This takes us back to those days that everybody's been waiting for. Look at that.
So Kimberly says, is there anything Justin Zimmer does not know about Invicta? How does his head not explode from so much knowledge stored in that head of his?
It's because I have a really large head. I have a very
he stores it here, he stores it here.
I have a very large head. That's the
best question ever.
I've been
now,
told.
You want to join in on the conversation? Join me on my Facebook page. It's Kendi Club for Evine. I've got a couple of different Facebook pages out there, but make sure that the red shirt on the left, the picture of me, it says Kendi Club for Evine. Look at all the pictures that people are posting from the cruise. Now, Darnell, click on that one. Is that the one that Darnell? Let me see.
One?
Darnell posted a few. Yeah. There's Ryan.
Who's that guy in the middle with them white pants on? Is it just weird as his legs look really skinny and his shoes look big or
That's
something?
Darnell
It's a weird camera angle.
and Ryan and his beautiful wife. And if you scroll down a little bit further, there's Darnell and his beautiful wife again.
Oh, look at this.
And there's his beautiful wife and moi. The two of us together. Me.
Oh.
Hanging out.
Where's this one?
On the cruise.
Oh,
dude.
that one. There you go. Oh, we missed it.
On the cruise. All right, so again, if you find the picture of Lynn Shocker and Jill Summerstein and myself in our superhero T-shirts that one of the guys here at Evine made for us.
Oh.
You just post your photograph below
I
to let us know.
didn't get one of those shirts.
It was for the girls only.
How come Jill didn't get a shirt?
Jill isn't an Evine girl.
Oh.
The Evine women.
Ah.
We went online to figure out what superhero costume we wanted to wear. And we found out that all of the super women either were in cat suits or in little bitty shorty things. So we decided to wear T-shirts and jeans.
Which we like to see. I wanted to dress up for the superhero party, but I was on air and we couldn't dress up on air.
Next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
Maybe next year.
Or Halloween or something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure, Halloween.
Magnum, one of the most important watches in Invicta's line to now. And now, I should say. We cannot keep these in stock. In fact, I believe in this particular Bold Zeus Magnum, we're down to fewer than 30 in the blue and about 40 in the black. It is technically in the Bold Zeus family, even though it doesn't have the cabling, right?
Yeah, it's one of maybe 2 styles that doesn't... Is that it? Are we done?
They just want you to dance, I think. That's just dance music.
It's one of, well, I think like 2 styles that don't have the cable work, but it has the huge sections of metal basically on the lug system. I love this piece because it really takes custom design to the next level. In fact, when you look at the crystal of this piece, it's so custom. On the main dial, it looks like, in fact, the whole front of the watch looks like the, you know, the iconic Russian diver helmet logo, or like one of those old school vintage diving helmets that was like hooked up to the tubes and everything. Extremely cool. But here you're going to notice 2 separate modules. So this is the secondary time zone. It's basically a second watch that's attached to the side of the case at the 6 o'clock position. That's utilizing a Ronda 1042 Swiss movement on the inside. You can
My favorite part's the crown.
Yeah, you can set that independently. Basically, it's a separate watch. And
separate movement, right?
Yeah, separate movement. And then you have the main dial. That's the Ronda 5040D. So that's a quartz chronograph. But beyond that, I mean, we haven't really ever done anything like this. And Kennedy's right. I mean, the most highly sought after piece in our reserve collection right here. It's so hard to build. We had to come up with new techniques to actually build this watch. And it actually, when it disappeared after its debut, took us a year to bring it back because it just takes so long to build these watches.
Look at from every angle.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. And you know what? It's surprisingly comfortable as well.
All right, so this is the one we're calling blue.
Okay.
We have fewer than 30 available. Unfortunately, the gold tone sold out on the website beforehand. I'm going to have Justin take you on a tour and show you the black. I like the black on with your black top.
Isn't that cool? So the black, so basically they're all silver with multiple different finishing techniques, but then you get into kind of the bezel plating, the crown and function portions, and of course the crown down to 6 o'clock. That's where you get your color choice.
That's a man's
That's cool.
Kind
That's
of
a cool
watch,
piece.
isn't it? Uh-oh. Yeah. Our first of our Fast Fives is gone. Kind of sort of warned you that would happen. And that's probably gone forever at that price.
Yeah, I think.
We have some darling Pro Diver Scuba Disneys for all of the ladies out there coming up in just a little bit. So watch for that. It is on sale. That also comes in a 3-slot dive case, by the way.
Oh, nice.
A collectible
yeah.
dive case. 641415 is the item number. And then we have the truly elegant version of the Bolt on the leather strap with the abalone dial. That watch has only received all and nothing but 5-star reviews, as it should.
Yeah, that's a very
beauty.
cool watch.
And the abalone, I love it, especially for the summer. So if you're spring breaking it, if you're getting ready for summer, that's just a beauty. All right, the next timepiece up is more watch for your money than any other timepiece in our show tonight. It is the original 52mm Grand Pro Diver. I love the grayed out dial on this. To get a 300-meter water-resistant dive watch of this stature, home on your wrist in 1 week for $13.27, that's crazy.
Yeah. No, I mean,
right?
for $79, and it's a combat, by the way. So it's probably the lowest price you've ever seen on a combat watch, but then it features everything else too when we talk about quality. You know, the 1,000 feet of water resistance on the piece, the silicone strap, which is extremely comfortable. What I find a little bit humorous is that we're not calling it a combat, but sometimes we call watches combat that aren't combat because they have like white date wheels, right? But even here, the date wheel's done in gray. So this is technically a full combat, but we're just not calling it that. You even have some luminous feature on this watch too, where it's done in gray lume so that will glow during low light situations. I actually have a different version of this watch. It's done with a blue strap in a silver tone case design. I do not have the combat. This is extremely, extremely cool on this build. Now, you also feature a screw down crown on this piece for $79. So feature for feature, $79 is a huge value here. I'm gonna throw it on my wrist just real quick. If you've never tried a larger build before, maybe this is the time to do it. And I'm not going to call this an oversized watch, though, because at Invicta, the vast majority of watches we build for the guys in that 52, 50 millimeter range. I have a 7-inch wrist once again, but if you're wearing the smaller builds and you want to try something different, this might be the way to do it because that silicone strap, too, has that really comfortable effect and that huge weight reduction. Look at that, guys.
You know, not all combats are easy to read. This one I think is really easy to read. Well, and with that dome crystal, it really brings you in.
Yeah, you know, when we talk about the dial too, you do have some sophistication here where sometimes on combats, it's a black dial, black hour markers, and they might be a little bit different as far as tone goes. You have a gunmetal dial and then black hour markers, so it does have a cool contrast, so it's still very easy to read. Even the unidirectional rotating bezel on the piece, you're going to notice where you have kind of an industrial finish throughout. The 60-second scale has a different finish to it too, so it's extremely easy to even read that, and that's fully functional too. So nothing is faux on this build. You know, nothing I think is more comical than seeing faux things on watches. Like on my Facebook page, you can follow me, by the way, Justin Zimmer, if you want to. I was scrolling through my feed and this watch came up. It was like for sale. And it was like a ridiculous low price and all this. And it's funny because you can see that somebody that knows watches had commented on there because he's like, what do the function pushers do? Because it was a 3-hand mechanical automatic watch. So it had fake or faux function pushers on it.
That's weird.
I don't know why you would put that on the watch, but it's just funny sometimes where if you don't know a lot about watches, you may look at something and think that it's quality, but it's not. So here we try to educate everybody on what quality is versus what's not. Here it's all done in premium steel. You can feel the weight and the quality to the case design that's been done. Everything here is top notch for $79.
If you want to give a really, really impressive watch, but you're on a budget, this is the one that you gift. Whether it's for Dad on Dad's Day or for a great client or for a brother that has a birthday coming up or for a boyfriend, gals, or for your son who's graduating. It is a lot of watch for the money, and it's just cool looking. By the way, Jim Panic, thank you so much. He says that Thor is also his favorite character. We got a lot of Thor lovers out there tonight.
I think it was his wife. She was on the show with Todd and I when we were on the ship.
Yeah, he has 3 Thor watches and the Black Panther collection, and he says that Thor watch feels great, the one we had earlier.
Love it.
And if you missed the new Black Panther, the first ever Marvel Sea Spider, we're going to bring that out again in about 8 minutes.
Okay, very cool.
So if you missed it, and I forgot to do a little post on it earlier, so I'll send a little post out to everybody. Wake everybody up. Also, if you want to join in on the fun, we are chatting with you on my Kendi Klepfer Facebook page. You can post pictures below the photograph of Jill Summerstein and Lynn Shocker and myself in our Superwomen t-shirts. And we'll show them on the air. We'll give you a little shout out. If you have a question, the master is in the house. Justin Zimmer's in the house. And according to Kimberly, he knows everything. And she's amazed that his head hasn't exploded because he stores so much information in it.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Is the first ever Marvel Sea Spider. And it's done in the Black Panther, and it's already 1/3 of the way sold out. Fantastic. Robert, thanks so much for posting yours. Oh, he bought the mechanical iridescent. Very nice. That's from Robert Miller. And then Jeffrey, we'll have to look that up in this next item. Okay, so something for the ladies. We're going to do a 3-minute special. These are the final quantities of our numbered limited edition Pro Diver Scuba. For the gals, this is the smaller version. Probably wouldn't recommend this version for the gentlemen out there. We have the black version on the black strap. My favorite is the white version on the white strap because it's actually the black and white version, kind of the Steamboat Willie look. And we are down to the very final quantities available in the black, 60, in the white, only about 100 available. The Pro Diver Scuba in general is the #1 top-selling watch in Invicta's line today.
You know, we were talking about some of that history, so this is, it's modified, and it's not only the most popular for new collectors, but also collectors that have been following us for many years.
So I'll put this on my wrist, give you a tour, and then we'll let Justin kind of break down down the box that this comes in, because not only are you getting a numbered limited edition collectible timepiece, but you're also getting a collectible watch box, which is a dive case. So this is a dive watch, 200 meters water resistant. The crystal is upgraded to a flame fusion crystal, so you're not going to have to worry about that scratching. You're going to see lots of hidden Mickeys in the background of that black dial. Yeah. Hidden Mickeys are not really hidden, but they're all around the bezel. And even on the case back, you see Mickey Mouse with your number. And you'll be the only one that has your number, because this is a numbered limited edition. There you see Invicta, and I go around one more time. Just show you Mickey on the crown. I'm going to let you take everybody on a tour of the box.
Yeah, so the case itself, typically if it's just a flat black, solid black color, it's a $50 value, right? But here you get into that custom artwork done by Jeff Shelley. Very cool. You're going to notice it's the first time we've really seen anything like this, and that's why we love this partnership, kind of going back and forth, doing new poses and new styles. But it's not just the one piece of custom artwork here. On the inside, then, you have an insert where now Mickey's wearing that watch. So really cool. And that was done by the director of character art at Disney, Jeff Shelley, as well. So very cool designs here. And this is an insert, so you can see it's that 3-slot case. Now, the black and white designs are extremely popular. And a lot of people, we talk about Steamboat Willie, but Steamboat Willie was not technically the first animated cartoon. It was actually called Plain Crazy. But the reason why Steamboat Willie came out first is because there was this huge technological advancement at the time, which was sound. And it just so happens that that one had sound first, so that's what they released. But technically it wasn't, it was Plain Crazy.
That's a
which they did later
price.
on with audio.
Audio?
Audio.
Audio.
Sound.
Audio or audio?
Either or. Depends on where you live.
Tomato, tomato?
Depends on
either?
how big your head is.
Yours is huge, well, according to Kimberly.
You could call it that or massive. And it's, it's big.
Well, I think Brian Johnson and I, a couple of months ago, introduced you to the brand new Bolt Elegant. It's a double layer of Bolt cable on a beautiful, elegant leather strap. We did introduce the bracelet version of it last week, but I have to say I love going back to this true elegant leather strap version. Now, my pick is definitely this one, which we are calling brown. You order this via the color of the strap. The brown strap has the gold tone case with the silver tone cabling, so you in effect have instant two-tone, and of course you have that incredible abalone dial. The next choice is kind of cool. It's a blue strap. It's a very beautiful color blue, and there you get tone on tone, silver tone on silver tone. And if you choose the black leather strap, you're going to get more of a gunmetal case with the silver tone cabling.
So we talk about elegant variations. This is it. And most likely an elegant should be done on a strap. I love where you have the fancy zigzag stitching on the piece. The leather too is extremely thick. It's done properly on the sides. It's finished properly, but it's also extremely comfortable. You're not going to have to worry about an extended break-in period. But with this, it's not like it's just a different bolt where we changed, dial colors or materials. This was completely re-engineered for the first time on this piece. This is where it started. So this is a Generation 1 Bolt Elegant. It was the first time where we had taken 2 different cable sizes. These 2 cable sizes originally launching on the Thunderbolt, the 3mm on the top, the 5mm on the bottom. And how this works basically is the way that this is machined out, it allows it to sit in here properly. The bezel becomes like a lip that holds that in place, guys. That is stunning. Then that's redone on the bottom portion. The hands you have seen before on a very iconic piece that took 10 years to bring back. It came back and sold out again. Sapphire Ghost. You have the Sapphire Ghost hands that have been done in this piece, and everything glows beautifully in the dark. Hands and hour markers. All
right, guys, stay on the phone lines for this. We are about to head into our last live hour, but remember, because this is Invicta Power Play, number one, we're going to chat with you on my Facebook page over the course of the next hour. Number two is this show will run on YouTube channels for the next 3 days, and we will honor the pricing that we're making available for you. So if you have a favorite moment from the cruise, post a picture on my Candy Club for Evine page.
Asking about next year.
I haven't heard yet.
I don't know anything.
Post a picture of your favorite costume, your favorite Marvel watch. Tell us what your favorite Marvel character is, or whatever you'd like to do. Ask a question if you want to. There's the picture. First of all, you need to go to my Candy Club for Evine page, not Candy Club for But make sure on the left-hand side it says Candy Club for Evine.
I feel like you need
Find
a third
the picture.
page.
I know. Find the picture of Lynn Shocker, Jill, and myself, and look at all the pictures that people are posting.
Oh, yeah.
I think favorite character tonight so far is Thor. I think more people have chosen Thor.
Or let
as
us
their
know
favorite
if there's
character.
a character you'd like to see that you haven't seen yet.
Oh, I like that.
Maybe.
And there is
It's one of them.
the Thor Watch we featured last hour. So Marvel, a huge, huge brand on its own, but now they've teamed up with Invicta to create numbered limited edition timepieces.
Yeah, it was huge to bring this together. You know, it's been a great partnership. It's very hard to get these watches done properly because it all starts with renderings, and maybe I can show you some coming up with DC. We were able to show you that during our YouTube show, which was cool. But it really happens with the rendering stage. We come up with these ideas, and then even the renderings, they're sent to Marvel, okay? Because you can't just it's not like free reign with design. So you send it over, it's approved. Okay. Then those renderings come back to us. We build production models. I try to share as many images that I can on my Instagram page, which is Being Zimmer. That's primarily where I am active. So you can follow me there. Being Zimmer on Instagram. I put something up there today earlier today, of the Punisher, which is going to be coming too. But that's where it starts. We build production samples. And then it goes back to Marvel. And there's been times, not only with Marvel, but with Star Wars. Star Wars very, they love to make sure that everything's done right, which we absolutely get. So there's been some rejections even sometimes where then you have to modify the production sample until it's done right. So whenever we get these watches here at the network, you know that they're completely approved because of the imagery's done right. The quality, of course, is Invicta quality you've come to love. So you're getting into a really cool series. So this is going to be the first time, and this is historic, right? We kind of tucked this away in the middle of the night here, but this is the launch of a brand new Marvel watch, basically, not just, the Black Panther, but the fact that it's the first ever Sea Spider edition, which is really cool. We'll get into that too, but it's all about the imagery that's been done on the dial of this piece. So you're going to notice the brace or the necklace right here. You have his mask done at the 60th position here on the bezel. You have the claw marks behind the Invicta, and then all the really cool imagery from his suit, which would be done in the vibranium on this watch. Very, very cool. Love this one. Brand new.
This one to me is a little bit more subtle than some. It's one of those pieces that you get closer and closer and closer to see all of the incredible details. And when it comes to fine details, there's a lot of expense that goes into creating this. Now, just know that you're getting a numbered limited edition piece. It will come in special Marvel packaging. Yep. Whenever we've had any Black Panther on the air, they have sold out over and over and over again. You're the only person that's going to have your number on the back of the case, which is pretty cool. And you can get this collectible home for $30. That's your investment to get it home. It's like layaway, but it stays away with you. So you get to wear it over the next 6 months as you pay it off monthly, interest free. Now, you can go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and send out an Instagram right now. I'm also going to put this on my Facebook page as well. Share this with your friends that love the Black Panther. Send it off to them and just let them know that we're going to continue honoring this must-have buy price for the next 3 days on the YouTube channel. I will post that YouTube link tomorrow morning.
Okay.
Because I know that I have it now, but I'm getting ready right now to post it on my Instagram. It's Kendi Evine. And by the way, we haven't talked about this much. If you are following us on our Instagram accounts or on our Facebook pages, we always give you teases. We always let you know what's coming up. So on my Instagram account, Kendi Evine. Your Instagram account is Being Zimmer.
Yeah.
BeingZimmer. And just our regular names on Facebook.
It could be a song. We should make a song.
Justin Zimmer on Facebook, Kendi Klepfer on Facebook. And we always give you a heads up. I did not give a heads up on this one, though, because I didn't want to sell out before we open the show.
Yeah, I mean, these are extremely popular. Historically, when we get into Black Panther editions, they don't last very long. Let's get into what this watch is, too. It's a 50-millimeter watch. It's 17 millimeters thick, which typically you'd think that would be extremely heavy. I mean, it all is done in solid premium steel, but now we get into a hybrid bracelet design. I remember still the meeting to this day we actually kind of got into a little bit of an argument. What should this be called? This right here, because typically when you get into the material here, you're talking about a strap, right? But it's built just like a bracelet, separate links that have been done. It's just that it's extremely light. It's skeletonized as well, which means everything then is finished to match the case. So you're going to notice the case is done in a gunmetal that's mirror polished. All the pins and the screws are done to that finishing technique as well. You know, a lot of times with watches, with bracelets, it's unfinished, right? It's just the steel pin that goes through. So everything is plated. All the components on the watch here are plated. You're going to get into the more expensive style clasp too. It's that scissor style. It does have the locking mechanism on the deployant. You also have the micro adjustment feature so you can get that custom fit on your wrist. But it gives you that unique look that is custom. Right, you want to stand out. This is the way you do it. You don't get into the watch that looks, you know, all the watches that look the same out of retail. This gives you the unique look that's comfortable. That definitely, you know, 10 atmospheres of water resistance. If you jumped into the water, you would be fine. But it also flows right through the bracelet on the piece. But now add on top of that, the first time we've ever done this design in that historic Marvel line. Now, as I move the timepiece back and forth, you can see on the necklace where it's mirror polished, the hour markers that are mirror polished, even on the mask at that 60 position, how that plays beautifully with the light as I move the watch around.
All right, good luck in dialing, everyone. This piece is nearing half gone in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
As soon as we post the YouTube link tomorrow, and as soon as people wake up in the morning and realize that there was a brand new launch of the first ever Marvel in a sea spider, and it's in the Black Panther, it will be gone. So if you want it, lock it down tonight. And we'll get it home to you in a week for $30. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Not bad at all. Do not forget about Thor. When we asked on my Facebook page, which is your favorite Marvel character, Thor came out on top tonight. I did not expect that, to be perfectly honest with you. Tommy, our producer, loves the blue on the left.
Okay.
We also have the gunmetal on the right. That is probably, if not the, one of the most highly detailed Marvel watches that we have.
I think so, yeah.
And the heaviest, too. That's a whole hunk of steel. Also available.
This next one is the deepest depth rating you will find on a Marvel piece. This is a full variation of a Venom on a bracelet in either, check this out, SpiderMan or Venom. And Venom is done almost completely in that combat edition, guys. Must have on both. If Tom liked the blue on the last one, this whole watch is completely done in blue ionic plating with the red accents. It's a very expensive look on that piece. $389.99. Talk about a beautiful limited edition. You're going to notice too, there's differences. The subdials on the Venom has the typical subdial hand. Check it out on SpiderMan though. You actually have that disc configuration. So once again, same kind of platform as far as the SubAqua Venom. Other than that, everything is different on both of those watches.
All right, this next 52 millimeter was a ginormous hit on our cruise last month. So much so the Captain America is sold out, I believe. In the Hulk, I think we have 3. 1, 2, 3. 4 dozen, not even 4 dozen in the Iron Man, and then just a few more than that in SpiderMan design. This is a water-resistant timepiece to 100 meters. It has your flame fusion crystal. This one I did not even get to see. So the one with the star, Captain America, is sold out. Maybe I'll hand you the Iron Man first because that's almost gone too. I think we only have like 1 or 2. Yeah. These are almost completely gone.
Yeah.
And we never know what the distribution is. So we never know if a certain series sells out here, if we're going to get back in stock again, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, keep in mind too, it comes in custom packaging, Marvel packaging that we've actually designed too. Here you're going to see that imagery that we were talking about, you know, throughout. They're all different. I think this is what's really setting us apart too in the industry. You know, commonly what do you see? And you see this from Invicta too, right? Normally with a style, you know, it could be the same watch, but then you just have different dial colors, right? Here though, the dial sophistication changes with each character. So it's very expensive to build. So this is going to be the Tony Stark. You're going to have the arc reactor that's actually become the suspension system. You can see with the screws holding the subdials in place on this piece. We were just talking about the modification to the disc configuration. Complete modification here on the subdials of the piece, and you're going to see that with all of the executions. This will also be the only one done in the 18-karat yellow gold plating with the red accents, just like his suit. Then you get into the Hulk. See now the subdials, they're done. It's completely different.
That's cool.
You know where this one had the arc reactor holding everything in place kind of on a level higher up? Check this out now. Now you have the section where it looks like Hulk is smashing through with his fist, but that now becomes a suspension system where you're noticing the subdials are set below and held in place with the screws again. Completely different architecture just on the dial of this piece. Look
and on SpiderMan, it's all about the webs.
Yep, so on this one you actually have the spider. That becomes a suspension system. You can see with the screws holding those subdials in place, guys. I mean, these are highly complex. Also on this build, it's that very rare piece where you have that different locking crown guard design, where it actually goes right over the top just like that, protects that crown properly. This has only been done a handful of times in our history. Then we talk about that numbered limited edition too, guys, which is big, out of 3,000 pieces for the world. Probably one of the most economical ways to get into the Invicta Marvel line.
Shout out to Ricky Nelson, who was out there with the crew. Oh, we got to show the next picture at one point, Tommy. Elgin Shaw. We were giving our Invicta cruisers a shout out. He and his wife were Invicta virgins before they came on the cruise, believe it or not. But that didn't last long, and they were so excited. They dressed up as the I think Invincibles, didn't they?
Incredibles.
The Incredibles. I'm sorry, the Incredibles. They're so darn cute.
Elgin Shaw.
Elgin Shaw. Oh, okay. So darn cute. You guys are. Thanks for posting all the pictures, you guys. And by the way, if you want to learn more about the cruise and if you want to hear how much fun people had, go onto Facebook and join the group Invicta Cruisers. They're a hoot, those guys. The Invicta Cruisers. And the Invictaholics. They're a lot of fun, too. Okay, this was the #1 top selling, this is the #1 top selling watch of the cruise. It is sold out in the Black Panther, Elgato. If you want the Iron Man, fewer than one per state. And the Iron Man is this one. All right, there's your Iron Man. Stark. All right, Tony Stark. The next to sell out will probably be the Hulk. The Hulk, super fabulous colors in the Hulk. I like the dial on the Hulk too. And then we have your Loki, your Spider-Man, and your Captain America.
Yeah, so we did something historic when we launched this piece on the ship. Was the first Venom that we had in the Marvel line with the NH38. So you have that really cool open heart complication.
Captain America.
At the 9 o'clock.
Hulk. Iron Man. Loki, right? Right, there's Loki. I like the dial on that. It was the introduction
of the Loki. So this is the only watch we've ever done with Loki.
Okay. Yep. And last but not least, Spider-Man.
And that one is extremely complex. When you look at the dial of Spider-Man, it's actually multiple levels. It's almost like a plate that's done in kind of a great design that's been done on the piece. So this one, again, is done in the blue ionic plating, going along with Spider-Man, so the blue and the red design on the piece. And then the dial, when you start looking at the dial, you're going to notice that it's actually made up of like the mask that he wears. So now the subdials, or the spiderweb design at the 3 o'clock, and the open heart becomes his eyes. And then you have the red section that would be done on his mask. And of course, his mouth would be done right here. On the end of the second hand, that is the Spider-Man logo on the piece. But here you can see where you have the blues underneath and kind of the blacks and the reds. And then you have that spiderweb design that's actually placed on top. Open heart, really cool, by the way. And this has the original water resistance of 100 atmospheres. For a Venom, guys, that's over 3,000 feet of water resistance. Here you have that precision mechanical automatic movement on the inside, the NH38A. So this is the first variation, which is Spider-Man, one of the biggest stars, actually, one of the most bankable when we talk about the comics and the movies. Then we get into Loki for the first time ever, and here you can see...
And who is Loki? People who don't know Loki.
Loki's actually Thor's adopted brother. He's kind of kind of a hassle sometimes, basically, gets into it. You know, it's one of those things, you know, it's like who's the favorite, you know, and he, you know, kind of one of those things. So here you're going to notice here's his helmet, and then you have the horns coming off the helmet right here. His staff is actually done over here and then wraps around that outer portion, and then that imagery then again done on the end of that second hand of this piece. Open heart design. That is beautiful. The only one done in black anic plating with the gold, and then we move over into the Tony Stark execution. Here, this is really cool. You're going to notice like you get into the designs, like almost like his helmet and his suit design that's been done on the majority of the dial of the piece. Then you get into that really cool arc reactor on the end of the second hand, and also surrounding that open heart complication on the piece. And that will be the only way to get into the 18 karat yellow gold plating mixed with the very rare red plating on that piece.
All right. Here is your Captain America.
You know, Captain America,
the open heart on Captain America.
You know, we were talking about, Black Panther and his suit vibranium. You know, technically, depending on if you're watching the comics or the movies, I know there were some like trademark issues or rights or something, not discrepancies, but just where they could use the names. But technically his shield, and you're going to see that basically on the dial of the piece, you have the star, and here too was made of vibranium, but it was a adamantium vibranium combo in one of the others, like a mix, so it just depends on which one.
We're going to do a shout out to Al Leon Stewart. He was hanging with Justin, looks like on maybe Neon Light. He was hanging with Lynn Shocker and I on, I think that was Yellow Adrenaline Night. Thanks for the pictures, Al. I love getting all these pictures.
Did he post it on your timeline?
He did it on my regular Facebook. I'm going to go back to my Evine Facebook. Yeah, because I kind of go back and forth. Ooh, Rico. Look at his collection. Rico just posted his collection. By the way, shout out to Darnell again. There's Rico. He's praying that we have another cruise next year. He's only been collecting since July of last year, but look at his collection. It is huge.
Here's the Incredibles.
There they are. Thanks for all the great pictures, everybody. We don't know if there's a cruise yet next year. We're hoping there is. Here's what I think. I think either it should be longer, and everybody that's working the cruise should have a day off. There's Rico's collection.
Oh, nice.
Or what if we did it at an all-inclusive or something?
I don't know.
And people could then people could actually buy their watches and take them with them. We can't do it on the cruise because of the maritime law stuff.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know what the
Evine can't sell them.
I don't know
pop-up shops.
The rules are. I don't know.
But that might be fun to do it on land too, especially for the people who can't do the cruise. Because there are people who can't cruise.
I think it's hilarious sometimes on social media where you get people that answer questions. Like people ask like a question, they absolutely have no idea what they're talking about, but they think they do. And that happens everywhere. Like, and I don't want to, like with the cruise right now, nobody knows. Right now, let's be very clear.
Nobody knows.
But there's a lot of speculation and people speaking like they've already booked it.
I think that's fun.
That they've already booked it. And then there were some other questions earlier that I can't get into, but then people will answer these questions and it's like, no, that's not right at all. And then today,
they haven't even done a final analysis on the last cruise.
You're wrong.
Okay, so we're going to go on to the next Venom.
Okay.
SpiderMan or the Venom. And I didn't even know who the Venom was before the cruise and before this watch was made.
He's an alien.
He's an alien.
He's an alien that requires a host.
So he takes over a lot of different other superheroes and other beings.
Well, most notably, you know, from the movie, Spider-Man. I think you saw Spider-Man. But this is the first ever Venom that we've ever done, but the first time we've ever featured the character Venom on any watch. I guess it kind of makes sense to do that in this watch right here. So that's all done almost in a combat edition. Of course, you have some sections that are done in white too, but he's actually considered one of the greatest threats to humankind next to Magneto, Dr. Doom, and we'd say like Red Skull. So he's kind of a big deal, kind of a bad guy. But first time, so if you want to get into that, and this is a full variation on the bracelet. So for those of you playing the home version here, this is the most highly sought after version in the Venom line. I mean, this thing is heavy, it's built properly, it's done to over 3,000 feet of water resistance. This is also one of the very rare pieces where you can get into the reserve line in the Marvel series. So that's Venom. And then here's all that blue ionic plating then that's been done on the SpiderMan variation.
And we don't have time over this quick Invicta Power Play show where we're trying to do different segments for you to show you all of our Marvel collection. But if you're new with us and you're interested in seeing more, if you go to our website, evine.com, that's evine.com, we do have an entire Marvel boutique. Yeah. And it's only going to get bigger, and it's only going to grow. DC supposedly is coming in June, I heard.
Yep.
We don't know if that's a fact.
Should I show you those? I can show you that I have them.
You have them?
No, not the watches. I have some renderings.
Oh. I was going to say.
Also, if you go to evine.com and you check out the Marvel line, there are some watches that were done by Tim Townsend. He's actually a illustrator for the comics, and I think it was done in a let's see, Bolt Zeus, I believe.
I don't know because I don't know.
They'll probably get in trouble for this, and I have since folded it in half, so I don't know if that's going to look good on air.
Way to go, man. Way to go.
And typically we don't show these, but.
What the heck, Schmeck? So there's our website, evine.com, evine.com, where you can shop the whole collection. You can shop by different collections and sub-collections. You can shop Marvel. You can shop characters. You can shop,
so if you click on the Zeus, yeah, that trigger
almost gone.
So the Zeus that was done in the blue and the red, too, on the last page, so that's the Tim Townsend. I think it actually comes with an illustration.
Does it?
Yeah, it did when we were on the cruise. So right there, the Invicta, Marvel,
oh, yeah, Tim
Townsend Bolt Zeus.
There it is.
Steel at $367. On the back, it's got his signature and everything.
That is on sale, too. Nice. So you can shop Ernie Vallis. We've got Ernie Vallis coming up later. You can shop Disney. You can shop character watches.
Yeah.
We have Betty Boop. We have Garfield. We have Popeye, the Sailor Man.
Do we?
Yeah. I just bought a Popeye Sailor Man for a gift for somebody.
He's first to the finish because he eats his spinach. So here's these that we're probably not supposed to show. So these are kind of where things start. They gave it to me to show, which probably means we can show it, but you can see where it goes through some designs. You have obviously the Batman logo on the end of the second hand. You have the Batman mask that's been done too, and all this product development. So this will be a exclusive Today's Top Value in June, and pretty much the launch of the DC line. And for the women, this will be available for you too.
Ooh, nice.
So this will be done in I believe it's a 47 millimeter case size, and you can see that kind of down in the specs. And then also I would believe it would be like a 38 for her. So that's Batman, and then
I know who I'm buying that one for.
Superman, and we actually have Wonder Woman too. I just don't have the rendering. I guess it has a quantity on there.
If we're doing Batman, we do
somebody's
Catwoman.
name and phone number on here? I don't know. They gave these to me. I feel like we shouldn't be showing these because this is
okay, put it down. Put it down because we have a bolt to talk about.
Way before.
DC, June. DC, June. And there's more to come. You should see this stuff. Very cool. Well, we used to do shows from the Invicta warehouse, and AL would take us into his office. We'd do shows in his office where he would show the renderings on his big monitors.
Yeah.
Which was very cool, but we don't go there anymore. This is gorgeous. I think I launched this exact execution in June, in November, if I'm not mistaken, and we just can't keep it in stock. We have very few of them. The green is the runaway hit. It is a relatively new bolt that launched in this particular style in November. It's done with the black cabling on the black dial, with the silver tone cabling on the green dial, and just an absolutely gorgeous version. And a lot of bolt for the money. To get this on a bracelet for under $200 is really wonderful. And I'm thinking for summer especially, go green. Because it's kind of preppy. It's kind of that, because it's all in gold, appropriate for the office, but also great for the golf course watch.
Isn't that cool?
That's look at that. Cool.
Now, one of the reasons why these are always extremely popular, it's that newer kind of design with the cable work, newly re-engineered case design, but it's done on a full bracelet. You know, commonly when you get into the newer bolt designs, They're done on the straps, and I get it, guys. I've been saying this, back home quite some time. We got to do more bracelet executions, okay? So they are coming. It just takes time to get them. But this is one of those styles where if this was typically done, which you would see it on a silicone band, and you'd have like 1 or 2 of these inserts on there. Here, it has that design running all the way down. That is a massive center link on this piece. This is heavy. It has weight to it. That's about the over-engineering and the quality that everybody has come to really look towards Invicta to produce, and this has that. Man, and that green is pretty cool.
So we had somebody, Jeffrey Suttles, the pro diver that we had out, the combat, the Grand Pro Diver. Wants to know if there's a bracelet that would fit that
There
watch.
was a newer variation that was built that was done to 50 atmospheres of water resistance, and it was done on a bracelet.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if the lug system was identical or not, so I'm not sure. But I'm pretty sure if you're looking for was it the gunmetal one that he was looking for, or the combat?
He was looking for a bracelet for that. A bracelet that would fit on it.
So he already has it? Is that what?
I don't know if he already has it. He didn't say. He just wanted to know if there was a bracelet for that.
As of right now, I would
watch.
say I don't know, because I don't know if they'll fit on both of those, because it was kind of a newer generation.
Maybe contact Invicta. Go to InvictaWatch.com.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not sure. Yeah.
Look at this.
This is cool.
This is a massive Grand Diver. We only have 45 seconds.
Okay,
yep.
Fast Five. Take everybody on a tour real quickly.
This is the largest Grand Diver we've built with the mechanical automatics. A 54-millimeter monster, guys. All done in black ionic plating. This is one of those cases where we are calling it a combat.
Nice.
But it has a white date wheel. So technically 95% combat.
We have a dozen of these.
Can we add that to the screen? Grand Diver 95% combat edition. But here you're going to notice the lume that's been done on the hands and hour markers. That actually glows even though it's done in the gray. 30 atmospheres of water resistance on this piece. It's upgraded to that movement, guys.
Nice.
I mean, let me put it on my wrist. This is huge. So typically you get into a 47-millimeter case size. This is 54 millimeters.
And that just launched at Christmas.
Yep.
And it's only received all and nothing but 5-star reviews. So we have the final dozen. We don't know if it's coming back or not.
They're limited productions.
Yeah. So that could be a one and done.
Last call.
We have, speaking of last call, in the green Zeus tri-cable, and there is a green cable in there.
There's green in it.
The koi fish design. We are down to the final half dozen of these.
Yeah,
in the green.
This is going to be, we were talking about very feature-rich pieces. Watch this. We only have 40 seconds, but that's the koi dial, typically seen on the Zeus, which is a very expensive build. So you have that dial, very rare now because it's one of the very rare executions done in the tri-cable design, which is a new upgraded suspension system. But check this out. Look at the sides of the case. You get into that Empire design. Look at the koi. Now, keep in mind, that's not drawn on, that's not flat. That's actually carved into the side of that watch. This should be way more than $399. In fact, you're putting a $1,200 watch on your wrist today for 6 value payments of $66.67. Even on this side, but then it doesn't stop there. You have that beautiful texture dragon on this side, but check this out. I know we only got 4 seconds left. Look at the samurai on this side. Very angry guy hanging onto the katana, going towards the dragon, and you even have the sea life detail on the back.
Wow.
This needed to be a fast 90.
All right, the capsule. You love the capsule, especially in the blue. I have 2 left in the orange, a half dozen in the blue. It's a capsule on a bracelet for $149. So even if you kind of sort of like this, dive in, and that blue is an aqua blue. We don't get to see a lot of capsules. When we do, they're typically not with colorful dials. This is an awesome timepiece at a killer price.
I mean, it's a must-have, for that Invicta collector. Years ago, we were doing some really cool things with the integration of the stainless steel and the rubberized material, and this is from those eras, but it took it further. I mean, you can see the links, the outer links are extremely fancy on how they're curved and mirror polished, but then all of the texture, that's really what this watch is known for. If you've been collecting Invicta for a while, if you do not have a capsule, you can steal it today for $149. Still one of my favorite pieces. Back in the day, years ago, when we were building quite a few of these, we actually built one with, I don't know if it was an SW500 or 7750, I don't remember which one it was, but mechanical automatic chronograph on the inside. I love this piece. I hope that we do some more different variations and different movements on this one.
All right, and hello to Daniel. Daniel votes like I do, doing a land-based beach resort longer than 3 days.
Well,
I like that idea.
It might limit some people because not everybody, some people get sick on a ship. Some people just don't like the idea of being stuck
one
in a floating city with a bunch of people.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know.
I don't know.
You can come to my house if you want.
All right, party at Justin Zimmer's house. 1 minute special on our Pro Diver Scuba. This is the #1 top-selling watch in Invicta's brand today, but this is bigger. This is the 50 millimeter, and it's on a bracelet, which is fabulous. I have 2 in the blue, 3 in the gold tone, and 8 in the green.
I see we're calling it a scuba now, which is nice. We've had a lot of these newer executions where it just says Pro Diver on it. So
this is a scuba. You can tell by the scuba bracelet, right? I like that blue.
Look at how beautiful this is. I mean, the
Yes.
two-tone look, by the way, you're going to get that in all 3 of these executions, is extremely popular, but this is absolutely Pro Diver scuba bracelet. Beautiful design. Now, we've modified the bezel on the piece, so this is like a newer generation, so different, more sophisticated bezel on the piece. The case is pretty much the same, the case head where it's rounded. I mean, this is basically taking the Pro Diver into the modern era with these huge, massive case designs, and that's what this piece is.
Almost like a teal blue, kind of. That's great. 100 meters water resistant, flame fusion crystal, and the final Fast 5. I have 1 dozen remaining. Oh, that's a great watch. We saw this exact same design.
Is that your secret? You must buy it.
We saw the same exact design in a Marvel watch. Was it last hour or this hour?
It was the first hour.
I think it was last hour. And in fact, Daniel Wright originally bought it in the SpiderMan, and now he bought it in the, which one's this? Do you remember which one that was with the white strap? Which one was that?
Is that Captain America?
I think that might have been the Captain America. Yeah. Good choice, Daniel.
He's the
now here's the
super soldier.
Here's the non-Marvel version of the Bolt Sport.
Well, these were the original designs. I mean, a little bit over a year old, but it really takes some design details from some of our older styles, like you were talking about this before the show, the S1 Racer design from many years ago that was all done in the rubberized material, kind of a newer variation of the Russian Diver Akula. Gives us some really cool impact resistance, huge, large 5 millimeter cable on this piece. Here, this one you have carbon fiber, but it's more of a sporty look in that really cool bolt line. It's very fun. And for this price, guys, there's even an automatic healing release valve. Extremely limited, though.
All right, so Antoine just said you have the wrong SKU number for the Thor watch. I don't know.
You have it being, I don't know.
5, I don't know what that means exactly.
I don't know. Did you post something?
I posted the Black Panther.
Oh, did you post the Thor watch for the Black Panther?
No,
Stop the show.
No, but that's
Tom, we can't show
65134. I don't know where I don't know.
There's no more things. We're done showing things. Good night.
No, I don't know what that post is all about.
So this is the next generation SubAqua Noma 1.
It's beautiful.
There's no secret. I love the SubAqua Noma 1 design, not just because it started everything, but the design is gorgeous. This is a little bit different. I mean, we're calling it a next gen. Basically, we've modified the bezel, so it's a little bit more of a slimmer design as far as the bezel goes. That is full bracelet execution, guys. And I think they might be limited editions. I'd have to double check, but man, this is $189 for this watch.
Nice. I've never seen that execution before.
It's very cool. Two-tone on both, all 3 styles.
Nice. Well, we had a customer actually, I think, post, maybe it wasn't this watch. It was something similar.
I think it might have.
Could have been this. I don't know.
Might have been this.
I don't know if let me see.
So this is rare because it's a SubAqua specialty in an anatomic. This might have been one of the first specialties built in the anatomic line with a pure mechanical movement. So you will wind the crown on this piece to power the build, but you can actually, it's kind of like the Sapphire Ghost where you can actually see through the sides. I know it's hard to see in this image right here, but you can actually see through the sides of the watch too to see that movement. Very cool.
It's a fantastic price.
It's all on display.
Well, this is one of the best prices ever in the history of our customers' #1 top-rated watch. They love the SubAqua specialty more than any other. To get this at 59% off, to get this home on your wrist for $20.83 on a value pay is fantastic. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of these available. So in the silver tone, about 4 dozen. In the gold tone, about 3 dozen. That's it. It is rated as our, I believe, all specialty SubAquas, and that's 500 meters water resistant.
Yeah, for the most part,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Flame Fusion Crystal on this as well. If you want to dress it up, I would say definitely go with the gold tone. If not, get that silver tone. And it has a very fancy dial on this execution.
Yeah, so it's the elegant variation dial, actually made famous in another SubAqua watch, which is actually the SubAqua Venom, and we've shown you a few styles there. We were just showing you the next generation. Well, where did that pop up?
Some woman said this is her favorite picture of you.
Oh, I posted some more of that too. We can't show that though.
I know. So why did you post more of it then?
We can't show that though. But we showed the SubAqua Noma 1 design. That's where the whole line started. Typically, you think of the Nomas. We kind of shot off in 2 different directions at one point with the Venom, which was the deepest depth rating we had ever built. And then in a different direction, building one of the most complex designs ever. And that was, I think this was like maybe 12 some years ago. And still to this day, one of the most complex builds ever. It's, pushing that 40-piece case and cradle design system. So you have the case and the cradle. What I love is the cradle, which is cradling the case, is actually one solid piece of premium steel that's all machined out to accommodate the case. Now, another reason why this is extremely rare is the fact that it's the diver variation. So if you're familiar with the SubAqua specialties, typically it's a fixed bezel, and you have the hex screw design running all the way around. This is what a lot of people love to see, though, on their watches. Fully functional, unidirectional rotating bezels, and only seen on the diver variation of the SubAqua specialty. Then we get into the dial, and I guess that's where I started, and then I kind of went off on a tangent. Elegant variation originally in the SubAqua Venom, where it gives you that look of a guilloche, where keep in mind, if you're looking at your watch and you're like, I have a guilloche dial, it's probably not, okay? Guilloche dial is actually done by an artisan with archaic machines, and it's hand carved into a metal dial, which would add thousands of dollars to the dial or to the watch alone, right? But here, it's an oil press variation that's giving you that look, so that's why we call it a guilloche style, but you're not paying that premium, and this is what we've dubbed the elegant variation.
Well, we want to thank you guys so much for staying up so late with us. During this entire month of March, we are doing late night power play shows on Monday nights. And there's only one more Monday night in March, and that's next Monday night. And Kathy Norton will be with you because I'll be on spring break with the fam, which will be kind of nice.
Nice.
Yeah. If you would like this, I love the gold version. Even though it is a sportier style with that silicone strap, I think you could easily dress that one up.
You can dress it up, dress it down. You know, when you get into a unique style like this, that's what it affords. We're talking about unique. Nothing is off the shelf here. I mean, this is all custom. When you see a piece like this, you know you're getting into that Invicta quality. Kendi was talking about the water resistance. Keep in mind, there's a triple screw down system. Before you operate your chronograph, you have to unscrew those function pushers, or before you set your complications, you have to unscrew that crown. I still get these questions every once in a while. My crown doesn't move. That's because it's a screw down crown, because of the superior build quality. And keep in mind, when we talk about water resistance, it's really synonymous with the quality of the build, because it's that structural integrity of that piece to keep the water out of the case, guys. High degree of quality. Can't believe I'm saying it. $124.
Yeah. I know. When I saw this price tag, I thought, I hope people are staying up late because these prices look great.
There's nothing plain about this watch.
By the way, if you know people that couldn't stay up late, or maybe you are getting tired and you're getting ready to go to bed, but you don't want to miss the rest of the show. At some point tomorrow, I will post on my Facebook page the link to the YouTube channel where you can rewatch the show over and over and over again and take advantage of these prices for the next 3 days, which is kind of fun.
You know, I just got one of those Ring doorbells, so now I'm just fascinated with looking what's going on my front door like all the time. Like the video doorbells.
Well, every doorbell's a Ring doorbell. But you mean like a video doorbell?
Yeah, but it's a Ring video doorbell. Yeah.
Oh, that's the brand?
Yeah.
Oh.
You ever heard of that?
No.
Yeah, it's like really cool.
So that's what you do all day long? Just wait for somebody to come to the front door?
I just snoop on my neighborhood. And then you can yell at people on the street. Just been like messing with the kids.
And you just brought that up, why?
Skateboarding by.
Just 'cause?
I don't know, because it's past my bedtime. It's like I should be sleeping. Am I dreaming or am I really here? I don't know.
Okay, so huge gift-giving time of year. If you need groomsmen and bridesmaids gifts, perfect. Graduation gifts, perfect. Or if you just want to say, I love you very much. This Race to Race MS watch will come with 7 genuine leather straps. It's like you're buying 1 or 2 leather straps and getting everything else for free. Really, right? I know that this is one of Justin's #1 favorite styles of watch. It's actually one of mine as well. It's the SubAqua Noma 1, and if you think about it, this is one of the most important watches in Invicta's brand because it started really the second most important collection to Invicta. The first is, of course, the Pro Diver series, but the second is undeniably the SubAqua.
It depends on how you want to measure importance, you know? I mean...
Top selling.
Well, then is it by sales or is it by units?
Probably both. Our 1 and 2 Pro Diver and SubAqua.
It really depends.
Is my guess.
Yeah, absolutely. But it really depends on how you look at it. This is definitely the most important collection that we have.
Okay, so this SubAqua Noma 1 is the next generation. And it's very similar to the original, but I'll go ahead and hand one of these off to Justin so he can really kind of take you on a tour. I'll hand you the blue.
Okay.
Ooh, I'm going to have Justin tour the blue because we only have 9 left in the blue. So the blue will go first. We only have 30 each in the black and the green as well. And I think this one, it is. This is a rare numbered limited edition. We don't see numbered limited editions.
3,000 pieces built for the world. This is just that perfect time where everything came together beautifully. The design, the manufacturer, and we built this gorgeous piece. And I have multiple different variations. I know a lot of the collectors love these watches too. Everything is a standout and unique on this watch. So this is the blue, which is literally pretty much sold out, I'm pretty sure. So what we're going to do is we're going to tour the green.
Green's kind of preppy and fun.
Green's really cool.
Green.
So all the cases are pretty much the same as far as the plating. You're going to see selectively done in 18 karat yellow gold on the center link. Even here by the lug system, you're going to notice that's done in the gold, as are the crown and function pushers and the bezel on the piece. Now this is a T-bar lug system, and the reason why it's called a T-bar lug is because it looks like a T. You can see that, but it does something really cool. Doesn't matter your wrist size, really. It sizes up or sizes down automatically. You no longer have to be constrained or constricted by how curved the curvature is on the case spec, right? Because this basically just matches the curvature of your wrist. And then the case is done in that extremely rounded design. Remember we were showing that Ocean Ghost before, basically at the beginning of the show. You could see where we first kind of saw that design, right? So the Ocean Ghost is almost kind of like a baby SubAqua in my mind, but man, everything else is done properly on this one. So
what's your favorite Invicta watch? Do you have a favorite, Justin?
I love
a style.
You mean like collection or style? Like SubAqua collection is by far my favorite, and Sub 1 is definitely, I think, my favorite in that line.
I have a lot of favorites. Kimberly was just asking.
It's hard to say
which is my favorite. I have favorite ones for different occasions.
It's it's hard to ask somebody like. What's your one favorite style?
Well, my one favorite Invicta that I own was the very first ever Pro Diver black ionic plating with black diamonds with a meteorite dial and an automatic movement for the women.
Well, now you're getting fancy.
And I got that 17 years ago, 18 years ago. Yeah.
I can see how that would be a favorite.
That's my fave for sure. Kimberly's niece goes to the same school my daughter's does. Huh. What year is she? I have to find out if they know each other. It's finals week this week.
Final countdown.
Final exam week. For those kids that are on the quarter system, which is brutal. I do not recommend the quarter system. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
We're going off on tangents.
Like a semester's worth of learning in 10 weeks.
For those of you following my life, which is a soap opera, yes, the pants thief was caught by the police.
What are you talking about?
Somebody stole my pants.
From where?
So I was maybe like 2 weeks ago.
Where did you leave your pants?
When I go work out, I wear pants over my workout like shorts because it's cold here. Then I take them off and there's like little cubbies, and someone stole my pants from the gym.
From the cubby?
Who steals somebody's anything from the gym? But they did, and of course there's cameras everywhere, and
they found the pants thief?
Yeah, so here's what happened. On the video,
I love that.
She she goes to my little cubby area and starts looking through my stuff, and then goes and works out, and then comes back, puts my pants on, and leaves. And whatever. So then the police saw the video and they called me. I should play the message. I don't know if I can. I wonder if I get in trouble. So the police called me back and they're like, "Oh, we're so sorry, blah blah blah. We got your pants back. Do you want your pants back?" And I'm like, "I do want my pants back." And then I was talking to my wife, and she's like, "No, you don't want those pants. You don't want those pants back." And I'm like, "Okay." So my pants, I apparently, plus the police wanted to know if I wanted them back because they wanted to keep them for evidence. But if I wanted them back, they would take a picture, and then I could have my pants back. So that's my pants saga.
Well, this might
We're
be,
sticking with.
This is a thief that probably has stolen more than just your pants, though.
I don't know, but
I think a thief is a thief. She in the slammer?
Listen, I know it's pants, but it's the principle of the thing. You can't just steal people's property.
Straight.
All right?
Right?
So
okay, real quick on this one.
We're staying with the SubAqua line. This is the SubAqua specialty. It's anatomic, so it's extremely light. You're going to get into a mechanical automatic build here. And I was talking about the ghost variation. You can actually see through here.
Love
We're talking
that.
about case and cradle design system, so you can see that movement. A steal all day long at $134. But check out the integration with the iridescent finish on the bezel, the pins, and even the screws. You can see the pins and the screws through the strap. That's all plated in that iridescent finish.
Cool.
Such a cool design.
2 dozen. That's all we have.
And that concludes
2 dozen. I would wear this.
The pants saga.
Well, I want to know if she's in the slammer.
Well, unfortunately, it was a female minor, so they won't release names. And of course, I don't need to know names anyways. I mean, I don't really care. I mean, what am I, I don't need to know a name.
I wouldn't want to know who stole my pants. Just make them pay.
So now I bought a little lock and I locked my pants up because apparently everybody's looking for Jay-Z's pants. Ick. Who puts on workout clothes? That's somebody else. Somebody else's stuff. That's just disgusting. Sorry.
Oh my. Okay. SubAqua number 3 out
Yes.
of the SubAqua series.
Okay.
The 3 is the most made, most collected, most purchased, most worn. Today we have one of the most rare SubAqua 3s that you can purchase because of the dial. It is a genuine meteorite dial. And yay, ladies, the 42 millimeter is for you. Not that the men can't wear it, they certainly can.
Absolutely.
But we don't have a lot of watch choices with meteorite dials these days.
That's true.
So the full size men's 50 millimeter is the same price as the women's. The men's comes on the black strap. And the women's, what I like about the white strap version is that the accents on the meteorite dial are blue versus black.
Yeah, so there's some differences, absolutely. Yeah. Now, I've worked with meteorite for many years. Previously too, there's 2 types you see in watches. One is called the Mo Neon Alusta meteorite, and I've actually worked with that years ago. And then you have this one. This one is preferential to the other one because you have the striking dial kind of detail, which is called, technically we call it striations, but its scientific term is the Widmanstatin pattern. It's actually created after millions of years of a slow cooling process. It's just more vibrant in this type of meteorite. With Mo Neon Alusta, it's more flat, it's kind of harder to see. Here though, it has that stunning look to it. So you're literally looking at a piece of space rock that's like 4.5 billion years old. Now, if you want to put that into perspective, that's as old as the Earth that you're standing on right now. But it struck Earth about 220, 240 million years ago, and that's what we call its terrestrial age. We procured the material, we sent it to our dial factories, they carefully slice it into these sections, giving you a one-of-a-kind watch. And when we talk about this type of material, this is definitely the coolest material that you can get into. I mean, we were talking about, favorite collections and styles. Favorite dial materials? Hands down what you see right here.
Yeah.
Jerry, a Facebook friend, he has tons of Space Rock watches, by the way. He has like dive cases, full of these timepieces, which is extremely cool. I think he's probably purchased almost every one that we have ever built to date. And when we talk about limited productions, this is absolutely it, because, you know, it's a material, it's a finite material, right? I mean, at some point it's going to be completely gone, but I love this. So it is a sub 3, one of the most popular designs. I think you touched on that. So we were talking about the SubAqua Noma 1. I get it. This is our deeper dive. That's why we're talking about the SubAquas. So SubAqua Noma 1, we haven't seen a sub 2 in quite some time, but this was the 3rd generation. We saw some amazing leaps, like with the bezel. It was the first time you could see which execution you were placing on your wrist because of the number of station markers, upgrading the crown and function pushers, even upgrading the locking crown guard on this piece.
All right, guys, we are down to the final dozens, not hundreds of each of these. And I do not believe that when this one sells out, we'll get it back again. So in the white strap, only the 42 millimeter. In the black strap, only the 50 millimeter. All of their choices have sold out. Yeah, in total between the two, fewer than 130 available.
I mean, that's meteorite. That is like the coolest material that you can get on any watch. And of course, water resistance is there, over 1,600 feet, so well beyond true professional dive status here. Swiss movement down the inside. It is that Z60 quartz chronograph, so you can track elapsed time. Also day-date complication on that build. I'll try on the smaller one too. So this is the 50 millimeter variation. Should we swap?
Sure, let's swap.
And I'll try on the smaller variation, and you can try on the larger variation. So this is a 42. It's more of a classic size for the guys. And I have a 7-inch wrist, by the way, and that works, right? I mean, the only limitation on the 42 would be wrist size. It's about 7 3/4. Maybe an 8-inch wrist is as big as that will fit, depending on how tight you wear your timepiece, but it still looks great.
And for the ladies, I am on the last notch on the larger version, and it is not sloshy on my wrist at all. In fact, with my leather jacket,
looks good.
I think I could pull off
good, yeah.
The larger version. So, and there are a lot of women who do wear the full-size SubAqua Noma 3. So, not saying that you can't, but it is a bit of a heavier watch. So, just so you know that. Okay, this is very, very quick. This, again, is the SubAqua Noma 3, but this one is designed by Ernie Vallis, or the dial, I should say, is designed by him. I have 19 in the blue. I have 30 in the gray. This is the same watch you just saw, but the artwork on the dial is done by Ernie Vallis, who is a graffiti artist, street artist. He's now in Miami, and he was on our cruise.
He was on the ship, and he was doing some cool things, like he signed dive cases and drew like little pieces of art. Was fun. So we've been working with Ernie for like 5 or 6 years now, and he really has kind of like free reign as far as what can be done. But yeah, it all started basically as graffiti art. It started with our CEO, being a fan of his and actually walking into his studio, and he has a lot of his actually pieces of art, not only at the pavilion, like where we have a lot of the shows, where they're like the original piece of artwork are there. I mean, there's pieces of his artwork that have sold upwards of $20,000 original pieces, and here you have basically his signature done.
On the case back.
Not only on the case back, but his signature when we talk about, his artwork on the piece. I mean, that is so cool. Sean, he's another Facebook friend. I think he has, or is real close to having the whole set. Like, or not, I shouldn't just say of like these, but every one that he's done so far. He came on the cruise and actually stopped by Ernie's place, and he had removed all the dials and had Ernie sign them all. So he's going to be the only one that has dials actually signed.
That's a cool idea.
And Ernie was cool, by the way. He was so fun to have on the show.
Oh my gosh, he loved every second.
I'm sure we'll keep working.
He's still sending me messages
about
how much fun he had.
It's so popular.
On our website, there are other Ernie Vallis watches. So if this size is not good for you, there are some women's Sugar Skulls watches.
The Sugar Skulls?
Which are really cool on our website. So just type in Invicta Ernie Vallis.
Yeah.
And you should be able to see any of the other watches that he has on our website. He did them years and years and years ago. He's just coming back and doing more. And he had so much fun meeting all of you guys and kind of catching the watch vibe that I think he's going to do more.
It's cool that he could be on the ship so he could meet a lot of people, because it's one thing to have like the artwork and kind of know of who it is, but then to be able to actually talk to somebody and hang out with them, I think it takes it to a different level.
Well, we have 3 different artists. Oh, by the way, the brand new Black Panther Marvel is over half gone. And this is the first ever Marvel timepiece done by Invicta, featuring the Sea Spider design, which is very cool. So you've got the first in a couple different ways here. I'm going to guess that before noon tomorrow, that'll be completely sold out. Well, we're kind of going into the best time of year for this watch. So maybe you've got some teenagers, maybe you've got some people coming to the house for Easter, and you're like, what am I going to put in the Easter basket on Easter Sunday morning? Maybe you don't like hide tons of eggs and candy and tons of baskets. Maybe you just do one thing. I cannot think of a better watch to put in an Easter basket on Easter Sunday morning than this watch. And here's why. Color, 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 color. This is our Race to Race MS quartz watch. It is a Lupa. The grand for the men, the baby for the ladies. Now, in the pink dial, heart, only the baby Lupa remains. In the blue dial, we have the baby Lupa and the grand Lupa. But imagine this in the Easter basket on Easter Sunday morning. And when he and or she opens it, look at the colors.
Yeah.
7 genuine leather straps, each of which have quick change pins. What's the cost of just one of these leather straps?
You know, genuine leather quick change pin design, $20, $25 a piece out of retail. So you're looking at $175 worth of genuine leather alone. This is by far the lowest price we've ever seen, a 7-piece set. It's probably the lowest price you've seen on just one Lupa with one strap. I mean, I don't understand the pricing that we're doing here.
Doesn't make sense.
Considering, we've been talking about big designs. Lupa, by far, is iconic, right? I mean, I can talk about iconic Russian Diver series and all the, we have a lot of styles that have really reached that status. But really, this deserves all the credit. I mean, this is what put us back on the map, guys. In 2001, 2002, it quickly became the best-selling style in the world. And I really think it's because of its unique design. It's a tonneau. It's not just a plain round tonneau. It's a rounded rectangular design. You have a beautiful domed crystal on the piece, so it's extremely unique and it stands out. But now you add the functionality of being able to swap with the straps by yourself within seconds. That's the big deal. You don't have to, spend your time driving to a jeweler. You don't have to pay them. You don't have to invest in tools. You do this all by yourself.
So there's my Miami white. Now let's say that I'm in the mood for an Easter Sunday look, and it says Race to Race MS, so it's a great watch to gift to raise awareness. And let's say for Easter Sunday, what do you say, yellow? Chick's yellow?
Yeah.
Chicky yellow? What are you changing yours into?
I was just doing the black. Daytime, nighttime kind of a thing.
Okay.
But maybe we can just swap them all out.
You do the yellow. Ooh, I've got a better idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do yellow on one side. And I'm going to do, and this is what your kids will do for sure. You're buying this for the daughters, granddaughters. They might put one color on one side and one color on the other. So you could do black on one color, white on black, white on one side, black on one side. I like this with the pink. Doesn't that look fun?
That is cool. I do love, we talk about that every once in a while with the Lupas to do that. Also keep in mind, if you have another baby Lupa at home, with the if there's a 16 printed on the back of the strap, that's basically the distance between the lugs.
Right here.
You can swap those out. So if you have other baby Lupas at home, use those straps, and you can use these straps with the Lupa you already have, and you can get multiple different looks, so it's extremely fun.
So I can do the pink on the pink. Or if you've got the blue.
I did the black. I can put the blue.
Put the blue on the blue.
Oh, no, let's do blue and orange on that one because then it matches the heart.
Oh, fabulous.
Right?
All right. So this is how much fun you're going to have,
what I'm
right?
saying.
Now,
don't steal my pants.
I mean, if they didn't hear the story earlier, they're probably saying, what in the heck are you talking about?
I don't know what it is. Why?
See, I like the pink with the pink.
Maybe we should come out with a pants line.
What gifts can you typically gift for $40?
Here we go. Look at this.
I would stock up and get as many of these as possible. So I've got my pink on pink. Justin just did the blue.
Well, because it matches the Peace and Love logo.
You're so good.
Right? Because you have the blue heart with the orange trim. And by the way, the blue...
That's like Miami's team right there.
We had done this twice with Nancy Davis. The first year was only in the pink. For the second year, we added the blue edition and also the larger size for him.
I have an idea.
For the first time.
Why don't you do this on the men's?
Okay.
And we'll do the his-hers thing. And I think Jason Taylor would approve if you did the blue.
I need the straps.
If you did the blue and the so we'll do this in honor of Jason Taylor. And then we'll do matchy-matchy. And then we're out of time. Then we have to say goodnight.
Is that it?
Yeah. Pretty much.
We could keep going. So there we go.
No, I don't think so. Okay, here we go. Ready? You can do your favorite sports team. If you're in Miami.
Yeah, look at that.
There you go.
So.
Ta-da.
Baby or grand.
So there. Baby or grand. Now the men's grand is only in the blue. The women's has the blue heart or the pink heart.
Yep.
You get to choose. So there's one more Monday night late night that is going to feature
Maybe more.
maybe more, but for
you guys like
it's
it.
the end of March. I don't think in April they're planned yet, but I don't
Okay.
know. But if you'd like it at a different time, let us know. If there are things you'd like to see, let us know. And again, guys, thank you so much for waiting up so late at night with us. This is kind of fun, and thanks for chatting with us. Remind all your friends that I will post tomorrow morning the link to the YouTube channel where you can re-watch the show for the next 3 days and take advantage of the values that we made available. And to let everybody know about the release of the Black Panther tonight, the brand new Black Panther in the first ever Marvel Sea Spider.
All right.
I will see you guys tomorrow night for Victoria Wick. All of the beautiful diamond simulant jewelry that I'm wearing is available on our website under Victoria Wick.
That's your microphone.
You won't have to worry about it
That's your microphone right here.
hitting into your so bad.
What? I'm touching the microphone.
So naughty. Did
that look bad? That
No,
was
but
your
it
microphone.
sounds terrible when you do that.
I know it sounds awful.
Everybody
That's
at
why I was
home is
doing
like,
it.
Justin.
I got one too. Can you hear it?
And he complains about people that steal his pants.
Gone. They're gone forever.
Have a good night, guys.